Hi, my name is Carey and I'm the co-host of the free Tech Vets digital broadcast. You can listen to it on your computer or download it, put it on an MP3 player or burn it to a CD to listen to in your car completely for free at www.tech-vets.com. This link, along with all the others that will be discussed in this video, are in the video description below the video. Today I want to talk to you about hard drive toasters. Now, you've seen my review of these in the past. I hope you have. If not, you can go back and check them out. When these first came out, the popular one at the time was this Black X by a company called Thermaltake. And the way these work is you take a SATA-based hard drive, a desktop or laptop drive, and it just plugs in. You just drop it in like toast in a toaster, just like that. And this unit here is USB 2 because that was what was out. USB 3 had not been out yet. And this has been a lifesaver as a technician. I would imagine even as a regular home PC user, this can be very useful for copying your data, for making backups, as well as recovering data if a laptop drive or a laptop itself has failed or computer's infected. You can take the drive out, put it into a clean computer with this device here and clean the virus off that way. And as I mentioned, it also works with SATA-based drives that are laptop-based drives as well. And you'll see there's just a little cutout right here in the top, and the drive just fits in exactly the same. And you have access now to this drive and all the data that's on it. The problem is, with this particular unit, is it's USB 2.0. So regardless if you've got a laptop drive, or even, this is an old Western Digital Raptor drive from 2005, you're only going to see about 30 megabytes a second out of this. So that may not mean much to you. You may not know what that means. Well, to give you an idea, in 2005 this was considered a really fast drive, and this runs at about 70 megabytes a second. So it's going to be less than half the speed with this. Now this drive is about 3 years newer. This is from 2008. And basically what this drive is one of these USB Western Digital drives that's been taken apart. It's the same drive in here that I've extracted here. And this averages about 59, 60 megabytes a second internally. But when you plug it into USB 2 rather, you're at about 30 regardless. In fact, even if we take the solid state drive, which is a modern solid state drive, this OCZ Vertex 2 drive, and plug it into here, you're only going to get about 30 megabytes a second transfer speed. When it's plugged directly into the computer, it's about 120, somewhere in there, 115 with SATA 3. So, that said, I did a review of this device here. It's a dual dock from Cavalry. That's the name of the company, Cavalry. And it's USB 3. And what's great about it, a couple of things that are good about it. First and foremost, it's USB 3. Also, it does disk duplication, so you can copy all the data off of one drive to another drive as long as the target drive you're copying to is the same size or larger than the original drive. So in other words, if I wanted to copy a 320 gigabyte drive here, put that there, to a 120 gig SSD is not going to work, because even if there's only 10 gigs of data on here, this copies sector by sector. It copies every sector. This has more sectors, and it won't do it. For that, you'd use a software tool like Acronis, for example. However, to go the other way, if we wanted to go 120 to 320, that would be fine. This enables you to have two drives plugged in simultaneously if you'd like. On the back, you'll see it's got a power switch and your USB 3.0 connector and a power adapter here. And on the front, you've got your lights that show you the status of drive 1 and drive 2, along with a duplicate button, the button that says DB, duplicate button. I don't like the idea that they put this status light indicator explaining what the lights mean on the bottom, because if you were to turn it upside down to read the lights, your drives would fall out. And then of course on the side it tells you where to put your target drive and where to put your source drive. And that's the unit from Cavalry. And with this unit, going into a USB 3 controller card from this USB 3 dock, you can achieve speeds pretty much of what the drive would do mounted internally. I've run about 15 different tests twice, a long and a short test using HD TAC on these drives here. And the numbers that I've got are, I just made a bunch of notes here. And basically, well, for example, this Raptor averaged 65 megabytes a second internally, 29.1 with USB 2, and 64.9 with USB 3. All right. This laptop drive internally was 53.8 megabytes a second. Through USB 2 was 29.0 megabytes a second, and with USB 3 was 53.8 megabytes a second, exactly the same as it was internally. This solid state drive internally did between 114 and 116 megabytes a second. With USB 2, 29 to 30 megabytes a second, and with USB 3, 113.4 to 114.1 megabytes per second. So you can see you can achieve speeds through USB 3 that are equivalent to what you would get with eSATA. But we're talking about SATA 3 here now. If you were going up to the SATA 6, it'd be a different story. One of the things I like about using external laptop-size USB drives is you don't have to use any external power supply. They'll run off the power from the USB port. And they're much smaller, so if I'm going to make backups, I'd much rather do it to a laptop drive than to a traditional desktop drive. These run cooler. They tend, in my experience, to withstand a lot more abuse, so they don't fail as often. Again, that's my experience. It's not a scientific study. So what's all this about? Well, the company Cavalry that makes this device that I like so much also makes a device called a Bulldog. Now this Bulldog sells for about $35. Once you open up the case, you have these two pieces here, and this contains what looks like a bit of Lego and a drive sleeve, and in this box here is your USB 3 cable. We'll take the contents out of the package and show you how this works. Now this is specifically designed for laptop 2.5-inch size hard drives. And we'll take these components out, and what we've got here is a little sleeve, but they've got a little cardboard box in here to keep it from collapsing. Keep it shape, I guess, is what it's there for. Just an empty box. This is like a little rubberized sleeve, and what you can do is you can take your laptop hard drive and you can easily drop it into this sleeve to give it some protection against shorting out or anything like that. It's a nice tight fit, so it's not going to fall out of there, and it is a rubberized case. Here's a close-up view now of the laptop drive in this rubberized case. And then using this simple little piece right here, you can see it's got the SATA and power connector right there. You can simply just plug that right into the drive. Like so. And now you've basically got yourself an external USB 3.0 hard drive, and can achieve those USB 3.0 speeds without the big bulky hard drive toaster or dealing with any power adapters. Now you could, in theory, plug this into a desktop hard drive. So we have a desktop hard drive right here, right? We could take that and we could plug that in. The problem is it's not going to deliver enough power through USB to power this drive. So there is a power adapter that is sold separately if you wanted to use it for that purpose. So it is possible. My preference would be to use a USB toaster for the desktop drives, and to use this, to restrict this use to laptop drives. That's just my preference. So basically, all you have to do, once again, we just plug that right in. The reason this has this Lego-like top to it, as well as the opposite on the bottom, is they sell these in a number of different colors, and so that way you can stack them and they won't topple over if you get them stacked too high, because this will keep them together, as we all know how Lego works. And you could categorize, I don't know, the black will be my pictures, and the green will be my videos, and the yellow will be my data files, and the green will be something else. And that way you don't have to get a pen and write everything down. You could also use them for rotating backups. Red could be for January and June, and blue could be for, you know, whatever you decided. You could just rotate around. It's a really neat stackable system. Even the little rubber case has little feet on the bottom of it, and then recesses on the top, so that they will fit snugly on top of each other and lock into position. So again, you don't have to worry about toppling them over. The USB cable that this ships with has this end here that's going to plug into the device itself, right? Just like this. That's our USB 3 cable. And you'll see at the end it's split and actually has two connectors. Why? Well, some computers, USB ports, don't deliver enough power to power the laptop. So sometimes you have to add a second USB adapter, separate USB plug rather, to get the power to the drive that it needs to power on. Now, in all the computers I work on, I only have to plug in the one main connector. But it's nice to know that you've got this extra one there should you run into a desktop or a laptop machine that simply isn't providing the power for the drive to spin up. This is about a 2-foot cable that's included with the device. If you don't need the cover, if that's not important to you, you can actually just use the drive bare, if you're careful with it, and plug the device in, and you can just buy this piece. This piece sells for about $15, and I've actually seen them on eBay for $10 of free shipping, believe that or not. You can shop around and get a really good deal on these, and that comes with the cable. And it's USB 3, which means it also is going to work on USB 2. If you don't have USB 3, this will still work for you. You won't see any speed improvement, obviously, but if you later get a computer that has USB 3, you won't have to upgrade this. You just plug it in and you'll automatically get your USB 3 speeds. Once again, the whole kit sells for $35. You can get just the USB adapter bridge itself with the cable for around $15, well, $10 to $15. The standard Cavalry duplicator sells for about $70 right now. And I know what you're thinking, what's the giveaway? Let's get to it. All right, here's what we're going to do. Because the folks at Cavalry were so nice to send us this for review, which, by the way, if you couldn't tell, I really like this. It also works with Mac OS 10.4, and of course it works with XP, Vista, and 7. It comes with a 1-year warranty. We're going to give this away, all right? And the folks over at Cavalry have very generously sent along a Cavalry Duplicator Pro. This retails for about $130. What's different about it? It does RAID 1 configuration. So it's also the same USB 3.0. In fact, I'll open it up here and show you. It looks identical to the unit you see here, that's about $70. But this one is about $130, as I mentioned. And on the back, you've got a switch here that the other one doesn't have that says RAID 1 or just a bunch of disks, JBOD. Otherwise, it's the same unit, and that RAID 1 configuration now enables you to have 2 drives in that will mirror each other, desktop or laptop, of course. And you've got your power button. Everything's exactly the same. Apparently, they've removed the sticker from the bottom about what the LED lights mean, so that's now in the documentation that's included with the unit. And very excited to give this away. To be eligible to win the Cavalry Bulldog, you must be in the United States. That's the only restriction, because I have to ship it to you. To win this, simply leave a comment and state whether or not you want the Bulldog or the Retriever. That's it. So when we hit 500 views, I'll look through all the comments that say Bulldog, and I will randomly select a winner. And when we hit 1,000 views, I will look for all the comments that say Retriever, and I will randomly select a winner. Again, I will notify you through YouTube messaging with how to get your shipping information so I can get this right out to you. Of course, a huge thank you goes out to the folks at Cavalry for generously sending these units to me for review and allowing me permission to give them away to one of my lucky viewers, to one of you guys out there. So get yourself entered, leave your comment. I'm going to ask that you only leave one comment. That's all I need. Multiple comments from the same person will be deleted, and I'll just keep one. And good luck, stay subscribed. We've got lots more giveaways, lots more helpful information coming up with videos still in production. So stay subscribed. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Good luck.